Hi there, wig lover. This is Heather from CysterWigs.com, and today I'm bringing you a review of one wig in lots of colors. In fact, I'm going to tackle most of the brunette shades from the Envy company in this review of Belinda, lovely Belinda. And the color on my head right now is Cinnamon Raisin. So yeah, this one's going to be very in-depth. But I get a lot of questions asked about this wig, and I have lots of people who send me emails telling me how much they love this particular wig. This would be a great time to review this very lovely long style. This one is very, very pretty. It's actually super similar to like the Bobby wig, also by Envy, except this one has less of a curl to it. But very, very similar in terms of length, in terms of, you know, the way that the front is shaped. It's just a little bit more thinned out near the bottom. The length is a little different, and the texture, as I mentioned just a second ago, is a little different. So I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I do want to showcase what this color looks like in the outdoor lighting. This Cinnamon Raisin color is really, really beautiful, as you can see. It's actually very similar to the Revlon Rum Raisin color, if you like that color. Or if you like this one and you want to get into a Revlon wig, Rum Raisin. But this is a very beautiful color. It has that sort of dark brown in here, mixed with hints of blonde and two different kinds of auburn. You get the medium auburn towards the top, and then at the bottom you get this dark sort of 33 sort of natural auburn. So this is a very beautiful warm color with lots of auburn shades, but overall it is not garishly red. In fact, I consider this a very warm sort of almost auburn brown shade, since in whatever lighting scheme you're using, it's not going to look super, super duper red. It's just very well blended and very, very pretty. So yeah, this one's awesome. Let me go ahead and do a little turn here. I'm going to do this with every color of Belinda I put on during the course of this video, so that's why I'm just going to move through them kind of quickly. So this is a different Envy brown. This is actually the Envy medium brown, just plain old medium brown. And what you probably notice from this video is that this color is highly dynamic. Even though it's just their plain medium brown, it's not technically a highlighted shade, all of the Envy colors tend to be very, very dynamic. So I get emails from people all the time who tell me that they think that flat, one-dimensional colors tend to look very wiggy, very fake. Alan Eaton, the designer and president of Envy Wigs, he completely agrees with you. He thinks that, you know, the more dynamic the color, the more realistic and the more fashion forward it looks. Very, very fresh. So that's why I put a little disclaimer at the bottom of all of my Envy wigs on my website, basically indicating that if you're looking for a more subdued color that looks like you didn't go to a salon and get it kind of color tinted a little bit, then this color palette may be a little bit dramatic for you, because this color technically is not highlighted, but yet you can definitely see the very real contrast in kind of almost like a chunk fashion in between this sort of medium dark brown, I would say it's close to a 6, and this sort of lighter caramely brown on top. The overall effect being a very lovely warm medium golden brown. So I'm going to show you what this one looks like all the way around now. Very pretty, and you can tell the consistency between the two wigs is very reliable. They both tend to be a little thinned out towards the bottom, have a little bit more volume up here towards the top, and they both hold their shape very, very nicely, even with me sort of fussing with them like this. So now I'm going to go ahead and put on another NV brown. Don't worry, I will get to the cap construction in a moment, I promise. So this color is the NV light brown, and as you can tell in this lighting, it definitely has a little bit of an auburn tint to it. I've mentioned this in previous videos, especially whenever I showcase my favorite NV color, which is cream coffee, which has this color sort of as a base. This, again, just like the medium brown, is highly dynamic, and it has two different shades that are sort of mishmashed together in this kind of chunky fashion up here towards the top, with the darker color concentrated down here at the bottom. The two colors blended together here are sort of like almost like a little bit of a more neutral light brown, and then on top of that you get kind of like this coppery light brown that is very, very, very pretty. So this one is one that I recommend to people who are looking for a natural light auburn, but they don't want it to look too scary red. This is a really nice choice because it's got that hint of copper to it without looking, whoa, copper. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn around and show you what this one looks like. And on to the last one. Okay, so I've been reviewing all of these middle brown shades. So none of the dark ones were covered in this video from the NV line. They've all been these middle brown shades. Because I know that the light browns can get kind of confusing when you're trying to tell them all apart. So this is the last one that I'm going to showcase in this particular video, and this one is my favorite of the bunch. This is Toasted Sesame. As you can tell, Toasted Sesame is lighter than all of them, so I've kind of done a progression from darkest to the lightest here. And I'm going to finish out the rest of the review in this color because it's so pretty. This is the only one that has a different colored root. It has a dark colored root, as you can see here, but it's not dramatically darker. It's maybe just a little teeny bit darker than the rest of the hair. Almost matches the base shade, actually. So Belinda weighs 4.33 ounces. So to me, that's pretty right on the money for what this should weigh given the length. The front is 8 inches down, which is definitely meant to be swept off to the side, though you could always have a stylist trim a bang into it if you want. The crown down is 14 inches, the sides are 12.25, and the nape is 12. So as you've seen in all of my little turns, that this one is long, but it's not like super-de-duper-de long. Like I said, it's comparable to like Giselle by Jon Renau or even Bobby from the NV line. So I think this wig is super cute. Look at the way that the front frames the face out, which is always hot. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the lace front now. You could even trim it a little bit more if you want, but other than that, it's very well threaded. And the mono top here, parted a little bit more. See, it's fairly well done there too. The knots aren't like super big or anything. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take this one off so I can show you the interior of the cap. So this one has that lace front, as I mentioned, and a dedicated monofilament left-hand side part. Again, as I said in many other videos, I don't know why they part them on the left, but they always part them on the left. Sorry, right-hand parters. But very well done there. We also have a generous amount of permatease up here near the top to help keep the wig from falling flat, because you know, with sometimes these longer wigs, you gotta be careful what you ask for. People often are like, "Ooh, I really love this completely hand-tied long wig," and then, "Oh, I washed it once and it completely deflated." That's what the permatease is for. So here is the back. It's completely open wefted. We do have an extended nape here, as well as open ear tabs, which are easy to wear glasses with. Let me go ahead and invert the cap so I can show you where the permatease hides. Bum, bum, bum. It's like right behind the crown. But you have to sort of hunt for it because the hair is definitely long enough that it covers that permatease and no one will be able to know. And in the natural light, you can really see how beautiful this Toasted Sesame color is. Has that lightly shaded root. This has been my review of lots of colors of the Belinda wig by NV. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. No, unfortunately I can't do this with every wig. I just happen to have a bunch of these in stock to prepare for fall, and I was like, well heck, I might as well make a comparative review. And until next time, I hope you have a great evening. Bye-bye.